Floyd Mayweather looks me in my face and he says, I'm going to take him out about the 8th or 9th round.
This title, legend versus legend. So, I mean, that speaks for itself.
What did you think about what he had to say about you when he said you're way better than Floyd Money Mayweather? I know you heard that he said that. What thoughts came to your mind when you heard that Canelo Alvarez said that about you?
Hey, that's a big compliment. He's been in the ring with both of us, so he would know, from his own experience. A lot of people, they can say this, they can say that, but there's only, a few people that can say they've been in the ring with Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather and give their own assumption.
Man, Stephen A. Smith just dropped the red flag on Terence Crawford. And when Stephen A. gets loud, you either listen or you grab popcorn.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand.
Is Floyd Mayweather top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10.
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5. He's maybe top 10, but not top 5.
He's basically warning Bud, don't step into the Mayweather maze, because that shoulder roll is like trying to beat Wife-a-lag. You're swinging, but you're not landing.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts.
And honestly, I get it. Floyd's defense isn't just good, it's a cheat code, the kind of thing that makes grown men look like they're shadowboxing air. But here's the twist. Crawford just came off that historic Canelo win. His stock is sky high, and if he risks it all chasing Mayweather, you and I both know people will flip the narrative faster than a judge's scorecard.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter.
One bad night against the defense master, and suddenly the headlines read, Crawford exposed. That's the crazy part about legacy in boxing. It's fragile. So while Stephen A. is waving the caution flag, I'm sitting here thinking, if Bud really takes this fight, it's not just punches we're watching, it's history on the line, with one slip turning greatness into gossip.
Floyd Mayweather looks me in my face and he says, I'm gonna take him out about the 8th or 9th round. He says, I'm gonna walk right into him and stay in his chest. He's gonna have to push me off in order to throw his punches. He said he's gonna be circling the ring. He said by around 4 or 5, he's not gonna have any legs. He's gonna be done. And he said, and I'll just toy with him and keep him around until around the 8th or the 9th round.
All right, so Stephen A. waves the caution flag on Crawford stepping in with Floyd, and now here comes Roy Jones Jr. throwing gasoline on the fire, flat out saying Mayweather ain't even top 5 all time, maybe not even top 10 in his book. And when a legend like Roy says that, you and I can't just scroll past.
Is Floyd Mayweather top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10.
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5.
10.
He's maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight, but here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought? Only Canelo, that's it.
Because if Floyd's not top 5, what does that mean for Crawford chasing him? It's like buying the limited edition sneakers, only to find out they're just regular ones with extra shoelaces. But here's the wild part, you gotta admit Roy's got a point, because Floyd built his empire on defense and timing.
I'm not gonna say who would have beat Floyd, like I said. I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was of his equal. He didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for a James Toney. He fought Shane Mosley at 38 years old, and it still was a good fight while he left. Shane almost took him out at 38. He fought Oscar De La Hoya at an old age, and we still ain't sure, if you go look at the fight, I still ain't sure who won that fight.
That was a close fight. Close fight.
But this is the old Oscar De La Hoya.
But it's not.
Wait. This is the old Oscar De La Hoya.
Yet Roy's saying he carefully picked his dance partners, while Crawford's out here wrecking pound for pound kings like it's casual Friday. If Bud fought Floyd, it wouldn't just be styles clashing, it'd be eras colliding. Floyd's safety first chest versus Bud's I'll solve you and knock you out while sipping Gatorade.
As Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career, people like Erislandy Lara, gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome, and more angrier, and more meaner than both of those guys. So you know if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there, take that blueprint, and do even more with it, which is what Bud did.
And let's be real, if Crawford dismantled Canelo and then cracked the Mayweather puzzle, forget top 5, we'd be arguing if Bud just leapfrogged the whole sport because Floyd might roll his shoulder, but Crawford's rolling for history.
Floyd was more defensive and more accurate. Crawford's more, he got that dog in him, and he believes in himself. Both of them got that mindset, so they're both great fighters. I don't like to say who's better than who, but they're both great.
Alright, so we just heard Roy Jones Jr. tossing grenades at Mayweather's legacy. And now Robert Garcia jumps in with the Crawford versus Floyd reality check. And here's where it gets spicy. You and I can argue about prime for prime all day, but Robert's point hits different. Mayweather never went undisputed, while Bud is out here cleaning out divisions like it's spring cleaning season.
In a fight, I'd probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
That's not a small detail, that's history being written in bold letters. And yeah, Robert admits Floyd's skill set was on another planet, but what he's really saying is this: Crawford's resume already has achievements Floyd never touched. Think about that for a second. You can roll your shoulder all you want, but when the other guy's got 3 undisputed crowns on his shelf, you better hope that defense comes with insurance.
Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
To me, this isn't just a fight talk, it's a clash between perfection and accomplishment. And the craziest part, if Bud keeps stacking names, we might all wake up one day realizing Mayweather's shadow isn't as tall as we thought. So Garcia just finished saying Crawford's resume is making Mayweather look human, and boom, we flip the channel and Joe Rogan is out here calling Floyd the best boxer to ever live.
Mayweather had some of the best counterpunchers in the history of the sport. He was so good at like staying in the pocket. So he was an elusive guy. Yeah.
Or there's he slipping.
Pattern recognition. He's one of the most elusive fighters of all time. He stood right in front of you and you couldn't hit him. That's true mastery of space and true mastery of technique.
And you know what? That's classic boxing barbershop energy. Half the room saying Floyd carefully picked opponents, the other half calling him a once-in-a-generation genius. But Joe takes it further. He's talking about Mayweather firing referees mid-fight like he's the CEO of boxing HR. Imagine clocking in as a ref, and by round 3 you're unemployed because Floyd didn't like your call. That's next-level power.
Floyd threw a right hand, and it caught him on the side of the head, and the referee claimed that it was behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout.
And then the discipline stories running at 2 a.m. after leaving the club. I don't know about you, but if I leave the club at 2 a.m., I'm running to the nearest kebab shop, not 6 miles down the Vegas Strip. That's why Floyd's undefeated, and we're over here undefeated at Uber Eats. But here's the twist. Crawford's the kind of guy who'd hear that and say, cool story, now let me test that shoulder roll with Southpaw Dynamite. Because if anyone's got the mix of IQ, grit, and killer instinct to rewrite Joe's best ever take, it's Bud. And if Crawford ever cracked that puzzle, man, we wouldn't just be arguing goats, we'd be rewriting the whole boxing Bible.
He would go to a nightclub with everybody else, be drinking water, everybody's partying, having a good time. Floyd would leave the nightclub at 2 a.m., have his bodyguards drive the car, and he would run in front of the car for hours. Run home, 2 o'clock in the morning, run 5-6 miles, and did it all the time. Just always did. He was always fit, always in shape.
And that's where it gets spicy, Crawford versus Mayweather. You put those two in the same ring, same night, same prime, and you've basically got chess at gunpoint. Floyd would be slipping, sliding, making you miss by a hair. But Crawford, he's not just swinging wild like some of Floyd's old opponents. Bud's got patience, timing, and the mean streak to make adjustments mid-round. Mayweather's defense is like trying to hit smoke, but Crawford's offense is like smoke that punches back.
It was always amazing me in the slow-mo, like where he would slip punches by like centimeters. And they may think that like his depth perception and the depth perception of successful fighters must just be exquisite. Because, I mean, like slipping at that distance with just a chin movement.
That's one thing, but it's also pattern recognition. You've been doing it so many times and you know.
We're talking counters to counters, IQ versus IQ, a battle where one mistake could be the whole fight. Honestly, it's the one fantasy matchup that makes us all lean forward because deep down, you and I both know Crawford's the only guy who could actually make Floyd sweat in his own game of perfection. And just when Joe Rogan crowned Floyd the best ever, here comes Oscar De La Hoya, sliding in like the teacher's pet saying, hold up, Mayweather's way above Crawford. Man, I get it. Oscar still has nightmares about that shoulder roll, but come on, you can't just dismiss Bud like he's some sparring partner. We're talking about a guy who solves fighters mid-round like he's speedrunning a video game.
He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. Or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
Floyd toyed with Canelo, true, but Crawford dismantled him in a way that made us all grab our popcorn twice. You and I know this isn't about who's slicker, it's about who's got that extra gear when the chess match turns into a street fight. And if we're keeping it real, Crawford versus Mayweather isn't just a debate, it's a boxing fan's what-if fever dream, the kind that would crash Twitter and have us all arguing in the group chat till 4 a.m. So picture it, Crawford versus Mayweather. Floyd's in there reading Bud's moves like a chess grandmaster, shoulder rolling and slipping shots by millimeters. But then you got Crawford, who doesn't just play chess, he flips the board and says, checkmate anyway.
Mayweather's more of a boxer, but I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, and you know, I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him.
You, me, all of us watching know Bud's that rare guy who adjusts 3 times in a round. And that's the kind of problem even Floyd's calculator brain might glitch on. One mistake, one adjustment too late, and Crawford's timing that counter like it's a heat-seeking missile, prime for prime. That's not just a fight, it's a history bender. The kind of matchup that has us asking not who's the best of their era, but who's the best we've ever seen. Alright, so after Oscar De La Hoya's Floyd is above Crawford lecture, here comes Jeff Mayweather stepping in like the family spokesperson saying, hold up, let's not rewrite history. And you know what? He's not wrong. Floyd at 36 wasn't some washed up version. He was still slicker than an oil spill in the rain. But here's the thing, if Canelo was that too green back then what does it mean when Crawford dismantled the seasoned veteran granite chin version of Canelo? That's the spicy part people don't want to admit.
What was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah,
but a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
how you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you at 36.
Floyd schooled the rookie, Bud cooked the champion, and you, me, and every fan watching know those are 2 very different meals on the boxing menu. But here's where it gets fun. You can argue Floyd's prime wasn't in his 20s, but with that logic, Crawford's prime at 36 should be dismissed too, and yet here he is breaking eras in half. So when Jeff says Floyd was at the top of his game, I get it, but the wild twist is Bud might just be hitting his stride right now. Imagine Crawford and Floyd prime for prime. It wouldn't be teacher versus student. It'd be chess master versus hitman. Floyd slips and counters, Bud adjusts and detonates. And that's why you and I can't stop debating it, because deep down, we all want to know if the Mayweather blueprint could survive Crawford's demolition playbook.
That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But I mean,
to make himself look like he did something great.
Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who you got, Crawford or Mayweather? And yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. We're just getting started. See you in the next one.